Hello, my name is Victoria Murray and I'm one of the co-founders of Interiors Academy. I'm delighted to introduce you to the portrait of Jon Rhodes, curtain maker to the trade. Jon is a phenomenal artisan, creating beautiful curtains, blinds, soft furnishings and upholstery. He has a real eye for detail and you can see this in his studio as you walk through.
I'm Jon Rhodes and my company name is Jon Rhodes Curtain Makers to the Trade, and we are based out here in the middle of a field on the outskirts of a village called Felmingham in North Norfolk.
What is your specialism and how do you work?
We specialise in the manufacture of bespoke soft furnishings and curtains for the high end of the interior design industry. And it's Sunday, it's nice and quiet, there's no one at work, so come in and I'll show you around. I'm going to be taking you straight into our office, which is where our team will take all of your calls. We'll be working on your estimates and booking in curtain fabrics as they arrive, and we're still having deliveries coming at the moment, which is great. Keeping the diary, making appointments and keeping the schedules going. Walking through our meeting room towards the workrooms. And this is where it all happens, Jon's sewing machines, and this is where all the magic really happens. At the moment we're spacing girls out of every other bench, but here we have a talented team of curtain makers, who are cutting and seaming and putting together curtains by hand. And here at the end of the workrooms, this is where we hang all of the finished curtains so that they can train into their folds, and we can check the drops and make sure everything is hanging correctly. Around to the right, and this area is where my fitters will cut curtain tracks to size and put together pelmet boards and hard upholstered pelmets and headboards and also the upholstery of furniture. So that's where all that happens. And just here you're looking at the back of, so you might want to come to the front and have a picture from the front, but this is a lovely toile which is about to go into production for a very special job we're working on, a lovely country house, and we're very excited about it, and this is going to look great when it's finished. Over to the right is our sewing machine room, and that's where everything is seamed up before it comes back onto the tables for hand production. And now I'm going to take you into my office and you can see where I am and where I'm based. So this is where I am from day to day, and I take your calls here and I work on your estimates here and get my thinking cap on and get creative.
How are you working with clients at the moment?
Mostly by email and telephone. But I have had a couple of site meetings with clients recently with safe distancing, and what we're tending to do mainly is, especially if the client doesn't need to be at the site meeting with me, then I will go on my own and I will FaceTime them while I'm there so that I can point out and show them any peculiarities that I might come across while I'm there. So that's how we're getting over the current problems.
What has inspired you in the last couple of months?
I think our industry is what inspires me, and that's what's given me the strength and determination to carry on through these tough times.
What is your personal style?
I'm not allowed a personal style. I have to work in so many different styles for so many different clients. I guess if there is one common denominator that I could pick out that would link all of our work in different styles, it would be our attention to detail and our desire to get the perfect finish for what the designer had in mind, and to complete the picture and get all of the details in place in a perfect way.
What design movement inspires you, or your point of view?
I guess John Fowler would be an obvious inspiration for me. I'm also inspired by fashion designers and particularly pattern cutting of couture gowns. I've always been fascinated by pattern cutting as a child, and I love the work of people like Christian Dior, John Galliano, Alexander McQueen, the lovely mad girl, and I can't remember her name at the moment, Viv Westwood, that's who I'm thinking of. Very clever pattern cutting, and of course I employ pattern cutting in my own everyday work, so that's very inspiring to me.
What is the best souvenir that you have brought home from a trip?
Oh, I've collected many souvenirs over the years. I have a habit at the end of every job or every big important job of collecting a little reminder. There are two that come to mind straight away. One is an oil painting by William Etty, which I purchased many years ago at the end of one of the British Interior Design exhibitions at Cambridge Gate. And Lavinia Darghi designed a beautiful yellow room that this painting was hung in, and we had done all of the curtains and soft furnishings for this room. And at the end of the show, I decided that that painting was coming home with me. So I purchased that, and we still have it today, and it's very special. And another special one that I'm reminded of every day, because it's here on my desk, is a trinket that I bought in an antique shop in Chicago at the end of a job for American designer and architect John Denton Haley. And I found a little brass sign, which it's a bank teller's sign, and it would have originally been used in the booth or the window to say to the clients that that booth is free and available. And it simply says next window, and it lives on my desk. It's here, and I love it. And I use it as a paperweight on top of the pile of incoming jobs that I've got coming in. So that's an obvious one for me.
What is on your desk at the moment?
Jobs at the moment. Joanna Wood. We're doing a lovely phase 2 of a Master's Lodge at one of the Cambridge universities, and that's just come through in the last week actually. So I'm about to get all of the working instructions released into the workrooms on that project. And we have a lovely project for Sybil Colfax and John Fowler, which we're working on. And although that is mostly in production now, there are still design elements still to be finalised. So that file comes backwards and forwards to my desk every day. We've got 2 other London projects on. Turner Pocock are doing a house in Chelsea, and Darghi Lewis Designs are doing a little muse house in Chelsea as well, so I'm working on both of those. So all of that is keeping me very busy at the moment.
If you were not the owner of Jon Rhodes, what would you be doing?
I think I would be a resting actor. I'd definitely be resting at the moment, that's for sure.
Wellness is an integral part of design. What helps you to stay centred?
Order, and surrounding myself with beauty and functionality.
How can design contribute to our well-being?
I think all of those elements that I've just mentioned, if we bring all of those things together in design, I believe the end result is a happy client with a smile on their face. And I think that's what we're all in it for. So, yeah.
Jon, thank you so much for that behind-the-scenes tour of your studio. What a magical place to work. And thank you everyone for joining Interiors Academy.